Rickey Smiley Morning Show. The most funny in the morning. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Just another day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Ladies and gentlemen, the senior pastor of Friendship West Missionary Baptist Church, Dallas, Texas, Pastor Frederick Douglas Haynes. Pastor Haynes, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Rickey Smiley and the Rickey Smiley Morning Show family. Listen, today I simply want to talk about the power of God giving us what we need to get through what we're going through. I'll say that one more time because the bottom line is all of us experience dark days, nightmarish nights. All of us experience times of suffering where the struggle is sure enough real. No wonder Langston Hughes put it like this through a mother to her son. Well, son, I tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It's had tacks in its splinters, boards torn up, bare places with no carpet on the floor. But all the while I've been a climbing on, reaching landings, turning corners, sometimes going in the dark where there ain't been no light. So, boy, don't you quit now. Don't you sit down on them steps because you find it's kind of hard. I still climbing. I still going. And life for me ain't been no crystal stair. I love that poem because the poem lets all of us know that as you are navigating the nightmares, as you are dealing with the dark days, here's what you do. You don't quit, but you persevere. You keep on keeping on. You don't give up because what God does, God says, I won't remove the bad stuff you're going through, but I will get in it with you and give you peace when you are experiencing problems and pain. I'll give you strength to navigate your suffering and struggle. I'll give you just enough faith to overcome your frustration. This ain't no time to give up. This is a time to look up and keep moving forward because God is with you. And if God be for you, who can be against you? If God be for you, why would you give up? After all, God has not quit on you. So don't you quit on yourself and don't you quit on God. Y'all have a blessed one because God is able.
There it is, Pastor Haynes, man, the senior pastor of Friendship West Missionary Baptist Church. Let's get into this music. Love you, Pastor Haynes.
Yes, sir. Love you, Ricky. Have a great one.
Yes, sir. You too. Let's go. Cheers.
News headlines,
entertainment, sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, 13 minutes after the hour, y'all got your front page right here. Alfreda's, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky, and happy Good Friday. It's April 18th. Here's what's happening in the news. The 20-year-old son of a sheriff's deputy is accused of opening fire at Florida State University, killing 2 people and injuring 5 more. The shooter, now in custody, is a current FSU student. Police say he used one of his mother's guns in the attack. None of the victims were students, and we're learning more about the suspect's past. A former president of a political club at Tallahassee State says he was kicked out for repeatedly pushing white supremacist rhetoric and racist ideology. As Omega Phi Psi members gather for their annual meeting in New Orleans this week, the family of Caleb Wilson is making sure his name is not forgotten. Wilson died 6 weeks ago in what police are investigating as a hazing incident. Now, billboards near the Frats convention read, "While you celebrate, remember Caleb." State Rep Delisha Boyd says Caleb signed up to pledge the same day he died, and no one from the fraternity has offered the family condolences. Boyd has filed the Caleb Wilson Act, pushing for hazing prevention courses across Louisiana. His family's message is clear. Hazing is not tradition, it's trauma, and they are not staying silent. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is catching heat after calling autism a preventable disease. At a press conference, he dismissed CDC research that links autism to early detection and genetics. He blamed environmental factors instead.
These are kids who, many of them were fully functional and regressed because of some environmental exposure into autism when they're 2 years old. And these are kids who will never pay taxes. They'll never hold a job.
Congresswoman
with
Jasmine.
His ugly stuff sound like a crumbled up piece of paper.
Yeah.
Like somebody balled him up. That's what he talked like.
It's hard to hear him, right? It's hard to listen to him.
I ain't never heard nobody talk balled up.
Balled up. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett fired back, saying Kennedy is very loud and very wrong. She reminded him that autism is not a disease and that a lot of autistic people are thriving. Autism Speaks called his comments harmful and misleading. For information on these stories and more, go to RickySmileyMorningShow.com. Now here's a look at sports.
Rock T, the sports genius, is in the building.
What it do, ladies and gentlemen? All right, former Colorado football stars Travis Hunter and quarterback Shedeur Sanders are both getting their jerseys retired. And a lot of critics think it's ridiculous, including Chris Mad Dog Russo.
I'm not going to retire Sanders and Hunter. I understand Travis Hunter won a Heisman Trophy. Can you wait a couple of years? Oh, my God. That is ridiculous. I couldn't believe it. He's 13-11 as a starting quarterback in college football at Colorado. They didn't win 3 championships. At least Hunter won a Heisman. Oh, my God, that drove me nuts.
So, Mad Dog, you got to love Mad Dog, man. But look,
I ain't real mad at that.
Exactly, man. It's like, look, so Travis Hunter, no doubt, his number should be retired one day. Maybe not this soon. You know what I'm saying? Let him get into the league and make some noise, whatever. Shedeur Sanders, I get it. Before he came, Colorado had won 1 game. And his overall record, yeah, he's, 13-11 as a starter out there. Prime did respond. We're going to play his response here a little bit later, man. We ain't got much time. But, Prime always got a response. It is what it is. He pretty much saying, listen, if his name wasn't Sanders, we wouldn't be talking about this. Oh? He said, we ain't talking about Travis Hunter. We talking about y'all talking about should my son get his number retired? Let's get the elephant out the room. Rick, you want to say something real quick?
No, I'm with you. I mean, I just want to see what Coach Prime gonna say. That's the thing.
All right, stay tuned. Brickety Tat, what you got coming up next?
Man, Rock T, 50 Cent has a new power-inspired crime series coming, and Netflix does, and 50 Cent ain't having it. I got the details up next in the Hot Spot on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 29 minutes before the top of the hour. Y'all, it's time for the Hot Spot. What up, Brat?
What up, Ricky? Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brat Tat Tat, and this is the Hot Spot where we bring you music, movies, and more. So let's get off into it. Eric Sermon from the 90s hit group EPMD. I got a message from him, and he says that all young rappers of today are in trouble, and here's what he had to say.
The new kids are in trouble because once it gets down to just this, you're in trouble because now you got to be able to say your rhymes. And how you going to say it without the auto-tune? How you going to be able to make it work without the song? Everything come into play when you have to rock that stage. Yeah, right. Keep that crowd engaged now. When you get older, right now, when they get older in their career, want to be out there rocking, it's going to be a problem for them. Yeah. Imagine you being 40-something year age and you up there talking about slut, hoe, boom. It doesn't match no more. It matched when you was young. We made songs. So from the Rolling Stones era, from down to the OJs, down to where we at, to Keith Sweat, all the way down to the EPMDs and the Public Enemies, and them, we can rock forever because we made records. If this is the moment, I hope you stack your paper.
Oh, my God.
That's what you think about that, Brent?
I mean, I think he's right. I think, when you go performing these songs and you really don't have no message or nothing in them, when you do get older trying to perform them, are people going to remember them? You know what I'm saying? So it's, I don't know what the future holds. I mean, I don't really see auto-tune or any of that stuff going away. I see it getting worse and people doing even more simpler things with music because it's just like the meat and the the musicality of everything is like almost gone. When do you hear live instruments and stuff anymore like in a rap song, Like, I miss that stuff. I see what he's saying, but at the same time, I feel like the future is going to have more and more things to water down real hip-hop.
Yeah. So. But I think that the real music ain't going to ever die. Because as long as you got people out there on tour, Jeffrey Osborne and Stephanie Mills, even after them, you still got some good R&B artists that make some hit records, Usher and Chris Brown.
R&B is cool, but he's saying the rappers of today.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be 90 years old with your great grandkid with a bad bitch tattooed to your neck, like comedian Big Sean said. Grandma, you was a bad bitch.
Yeah, man.
Man, Grandma, what's that word?
Yeah, baby, I was a bad bitch. Grandma, what Big Sean say on stage?
He said, yeah, Grandma was a bad bitch back in her day. Yes, I was. Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. You know what? We're going to wrap up the hot spot on that note. For more information on these stories and more, you can go to RickySmileyMorningShow.com, and you can catch me on all my social media at Brat. Hey, y'all, it's $500 Friday. Make sure you listen at 9:33, 8:33 Central for your chance to win some cash money. And if you can answer the Savor the City question of the week, it's going to be popping. You're going to win that bread. Coming up next, we got Rock T with HBCU. You know who we repping today, Rock T?
Man, we got a surprise for you today. Bring it attack. HBCU. Coming up here. Friday morning show.
Educational.
Now you know.
And if you don't know, now you know.
HBCU. What up, man? Rock T's in the building for another HBCU. No, we gonna always put a spotlight on our heroes and sheroes that attended or currently attend our historically black colleges and universities. Let's truck it on down to Benedict College, established in 1870, home of the Purple and Gold Tigers. Shout out to the Marching Tiger Band of Distinction, baby. Let's talk about one of y'all's former students. Oh, Mr. Leroy Walker. Played football, basketball, and ran track at Benedict College, majoring in science and Romance languages. Was the first black American to coach a U.S. Olympic team, guiding the men's track and field team to 6 gold medals in the Montreal 1976 Olympic Games. Served as chancellor of North Carolina Central University. And oh, by the way, he's a member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. He was also the first black president of the United States Olympic Committee. My brother Leroy Walker, another proud HBCU alum of Benedict College. If you didn't know, now you know. If you want to share your HBCU story, or if you have someone you want us to spotlight, follow and DM us on Instagram at HBCU.
Alfreda, good morning. What you got this morning?
Good morning, Ricky. Okay, so new research out of Cornell University says that women can tell within minutes if there is friend potential with another woman. And scent plays a bigger role than you'd even think. So in speed friending chats, women who liked the smell of somebody's T-shirt were more likely to hit it off in conversation and vice versa. And this is even more wild. After chatting, their opinion of that person's smell could actually change based on the vibe of the interaction. Now, researchers say we all carry this personal, ever-evolving diplomatic odor shaped by our choices like soaps, foods, and even pets. And it's not just about smelling good or bad. It's totally personal. I don't know if that happens for me. I don't think I've ever... I might smell somebody's perfume and be like, oh, what are you wearing? But I don't know if I can smell a woman's scent. Brad, have you ever done that?
Yeah, I don't know if their perfume make me cool with them. I mean, I got to get to know them and their personality. So I get the thing about, like, maybe they have pets and they love pets. And then I'm like, oh, okay, so if they love pets, I love pets. It might be something to have in common, but not just by the smell of somebody's perfume. They might smell good and have a nasty attitude still.
Right? There's that.
Yeah, that be them
smell good, but your attitude stank.
Yeah, exactly.
Be running their auxiliaries at the mega churches. These smell real good. The attitude be bad. You can't sit there. That's reserved for the celebrities.
Yes, absolutely.
Everybody got that one friend that smell good all the time. We all got Nanette Lee. Nanette.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Nanette always smell good.
Let me tell you who smell good.
Who?
Darlene McCoy. Darlene always smells good.
But y'all, I don't wear perfume.
Oh,
ever.
We're going to get you some. I'm going to get you some
but
lost
I just
cherries,
never wear
some
it.
Tom Ford lost
But
cherries.
you always smell clean, Alfreda.
Yeah, I just never wear it.
You smell like Dial
Yeah,
soap.
you smell like Dial and Ivory.
Yep.
And that one morning you came in here and smelled like Old Spice. You used your husband's soap, but we weren't going to say nothing.
Nobody wearing no Old Spice.
You came in there whistling like heck.
But y'all.
Walked in smelling like Deion Cole.
Happy Good Friday. Gary is out today, so It's time for a tea party. Now, Brent, what did you think about Marvin Sapp's new song?
You know what? I think it's lovely. Marvin Sapp says the last few weeks have been tough for him. He's been misunderstood, misrepresented, and misinterpreted. But he says he's learned that when life brings you lemons, you don't just make lemonade, you build a lemonade company. And that's exactly what he did. Now, what y'all think about him recording this song after all the backlash he got from closing the doors as the church collected an offering?
I absolutely love it. I think that's the best response is just using your talent to just do what you do or whatever, people allow you. I learned a lot from that. I learned my lesson from that. I wish I would have did something like that a year ago. But I was going through the grief process. But I promise you, I look that is going to be my example of how to respond to lies and threats and all of this kind of stuff or whatever. So, man, that was, it really ministered to me. What are y'all thoughts?
I agree. When the negative spotlight on you, shine it on something else that's effective. And I love and appreciate him for doing that. Like, make a song about it. And then people going to go buy that song. And then it's a blessing in disguise. Every test, everything that go wrong that you feel is negative, try to find the positive in it to make yourself feel better for your own mental health.
Let's go.
That is. That's what I'm talking about, man. God bless him, man. And we'll play it again later on this morning. All right, Alfredas, what's going on with Lil Wayne?
Well, Ricky, he says they dangled the Super Bowl halftime show right in front of him like bait, only to hit him with a "we're not in charge" switch up. Now he's pointing fingers at Jay-Z and Rock Nation for playing him. Now, Weezy says he campaigned for that New Orleans halftime spotlight for over a year. The NFL allegedly told him to step up his visibility, so he left his comfort zone, popped out with folks like Tom Brady. He hit up Michael Rubin's parties, all of this in hopes of locking it in. He says they put him through it. He says, quote, to perform, it's a bunch of things they're not going to tell you to do or they're going to tell you to do or not to do. Asses to kiss and not kiss. Eventually, somebody from the league just straight up told him, we're not in charge. He says he didn't even watch Kendrick's halftime show and he doesn't even ever want to hit the Super Bowl stage now because they stole the whole feeling. But Wayne is not done. His revenge? A new album dropping in June.
Weezy.
He learned a lesson too.
Baby.
Yeah. Come on now.
I knew there was more to that story.
Waiting on it. We waiting on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's what you do when people doubt you or when you feel doubted or when you feel slighted. You just go back to what you know. Go back to the drawing board. Go back to your talent, what originally got you to the point where you are now, and do what you know that you can do. And I really learned a valuable lesson today. Go back to do what you do. Realize that you do have fans. You do have people that love you and care about you and come out to see you and support you or whatever, and just go back to the original. You ain't got to keep up with nothing else. Just as long as you know who you are and what you stand for. So that's freaking awesome right there, man. Appreciate that, Alfredas.
You're very welcome.
Yes, sir, man. Thank y'all both for holding it down. The tea party this morning, y'all give it up for Brat and Alfredas.
That's a remix. Oh my God. Just a remix, y'all.
Brat, don't do that.
That's just what that song needed.
Hey, dog. Play me like that.
Not bad.
Put a little country and a little harmonica to this song. She needed to take me on tour.
It needed it.
Not bad.
I don't think that's going to happen.
It don't matter. It sound good on the radio. We on the radio everywhere. Everybody heard that. And what you say? You hit them notes, man.
You hit them. You hit them, though. You did hit them.
Hey,
as long as you believe in you.
Say, bruh.
Hey, you say what you want to say. But damn it, I did that. I never did nothing else. That right there is one of my top 5 things that I did it.
Top 5?
Top 5, yeah.
The top?
Yeah, that one, and Lil Daryl neck and neck. All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. I got you back up. Get at me, 8669, Ricky. Here we go.
Here we go. Wake up. It's time to get yourself together. Get it together. Each other and be productive. It's Smiley Morning Show. Wanna know what you call it?
from Louisville, Kentucky. I'd like to give a big wake-up call to all the Louisvillians getting ready for the Kentucky Derby. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Hi, this is Beverly from Arlington, Texas. I want to say wake up to Koya, Quisha, Kadar, Amaya, Shanti, Asia, Trey, KD, Crybaby, and a special happy birthday to my cousin, Terlin Lishay Harkey. Happy birthday. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
This is Angel calling from Akron, Ohio. Calling to wake everybody up from Summit County Fiscal Office. Wake up, wake up, wake up. On your radio. It's a whole gang of cities tuned in, locked in. What's yours? Because we going to let them know. Let them know that you at Richmond. Wake up. Wake up. Little Rock. Wake up. Wake up. Tulsa. Wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Come on, Flint. Wake up. Let's go. Toledo. Wake up. Come on. Des Moines. Wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Hey, appreciate it, Brent.
You welcome, Rickey.
All y'all coming up, y'all. Rita Brent has a special dedication for Fix It Jesus this week, y'all. You don't want to miss that. Up next, Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus.
Comedian Rita Brent.
All right, y'all. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, it is about that time for Fix It Jesus with the one and only comedian extraordinaire, Rita Brent, Jackson State University's own member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. What up? Rita.
What up, Ricky?
Happy to have you.
Happy to be here. Now, you know, I got to fill in for the Brat this past weekend. It was her birthday, so happy belated birthday to you, the Brat.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, last week I did a gospel remix to Biggie's One More Chance, and I don't think you liked it very much, okay? But I want to redeem. I want to redeem myself this week, okay? Okay. We got the Easter holiday coming up, and this is my birthday dedication to you and Jesus. All right, here we go.
Okay, I see what you did there. I see what you did. Thank you so much.
Yeah, how you
Thank you so much. I feel real good about that because the known fact is Jermaine Dupri knew that I grew up in a sanctified church. So that's where he got funktified from. So this is right on point right here, Rita. Right on point right here. Thank you. Yes, he will. Thank you so much. Because I grew up so sanctified.
And she's sanctified, apostolic sanctified.
Come on now, apostolic.
They didn't wear earrings and makeup.
Nothing. You couldn't cut your nails. You couldn't wear long nails. You couldn't wear skirts above your knees. I had to play the drums in a long pilgrim skirt. Yes, I did
Me too,
at church.
Brett.
Yes.
And Gary with the T can't spell apostolic.
No, not at all. No,
come on now.
No.
But happy belated birthday,
Thank
Brett.
you so much. That's one of the best gifts ever. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Now, if anybody want to hear this song, let everybody know how they can find the song.
All right, I'm gonna do a video for this one on Instagram. I just got to figure out how to dress up like the Brett. But shout out to my Instagram follower, Birds to Words. She gave me that idea, so shout out to you. All right, Ricky, that's it, man. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Rita Brent Comedy. Rita Brent Comedy.
All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, Chicken and Waffle Mix going down with John Lyon on the one and two. Hey, y'all, it is Good Friday. Happy Friday to y'all, man. Woo, boy. Hey, man, I hope y'all getting ready to get your kids ready for the Easter egg hunt, man, because, you know, them eggs so high, man. Some of y'all are going to be dying sweet potatoes. Some, man, it's bad out here. I'm trying to cut some sweet potatoes up just in the shape of an egg the best I could. They're going to be shaped funny. They're going to look like them little python eggs. The man that be on YouTube handling them big snakes. I don't know. So it's going to be... Right, John, you never died no sweet potatoes?
I never died no sweet potatoes.
Yeah, bro. It's I feel bad for my kids and grandkids, bro. I feel bad. Should have heard them.
Inflation mashing them.
Like, we ain't got no eggs. We gonna die there right there. Yep, we gonna die there right there. What kind of egg there be? They're potatoes, Daddy. They're potatoes. We ain't got no Easter eggs, Easter bunny. I'm coming. Yes, sir. We're gonna be high in sweet potatoes, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all come to the sweet potato hunt. And they got all kind of paws. And then I got that good paws, Easter egg dye, the kind that just gonna so you got to soak the sweet potatoes in order for the dye to hit. Okay.
Right.
You understand? But they can't eat them. They're just gonna find them.
Right.
Yeah, you feel me? You feel me, Alfredo?
Yeah.
We gotta do what we gotta do. Them eggs ain't came down. Y'all done went out there and voted. Hey, all y'all done went out there and voted for Donald Trump, and them eggs still high. Man, stop playing in my face.
Right.
John, I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Bless on it. It's Good Friday, man.
Yeah, I know. I don't care about that.
Oh.
Yep.
It's Good Friday, man. Come on, man.
I got to
we know you ain't been to work. You have called in every single day this week, bro.
Of course, I've been having a problem every single day this week, and I got some revenge this week though. I got my revenge back on that little crazy ass girl. Remember that little crazy ass girl calling in the other day?
Are you coming to work? You're not coming to work, right?
I ain't coming to work because I'm finna make some money. Because little crazy ass little shouty, talking about she 4 days pregnant. Now she want to pay me child support.
Wait.
What?
Yeah, she talking about she 4 days pregnant, gonna put me on child support. So I said, okay, you gonna do that? Then get what? I'm finna give some money, but I'm finna get it for robbing your ass. So she went out of town with her folk for Easter. And get what? I had spent the night over there. Alfredo, I had spent the night over there earlier this week. Oh. And get what? I got a key made, shout because if I spend the night with your, I let any women know. If I spend the night at your house, you better believe on God, I got a key made, shout next day. What? I got a key made.
Where you with that? Yeah, you went to Ace. You went to Ace Hardware. You went to Ace. Where you get a key made?
Yeah, Home Depot.
Ace is the place for the Helper Hardware store.
Back over there yesterday, shouted and square robbed the ass, boy.
What? Oh, no.
They straight robbed the ass, boy. I don't care nothing about that. I'm finna make all my money. I'm finna go to the barbershop today. I'll sell everything, shouted.
What you took out of there?
I got 2 end tables. I got a toaster. I got some 4 light bulbs still in the pack. Come on, man. I got a bottle of Dawn dishwashing liquid. I'm talking about the big baller, because she one of the class women. She got the big baller. And it's about halfway full. I let it go. I got 9 goldfish out her fish tank.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, what is water?
I got them in a bag. I got them in a Ziploc bag.
Okay.
I got an iron and iron board. Got an iron, got some black on it, but it's still.
You know, black women gonna be mad, man. You can't take from a woman, man. That ain't cool, man.
I took all her white rags and towels. I took 2 bars of Dove soap. I took the soap that was in the shower, son, and put it back in the little box. Hell yeah.
They be using that. They be using that white Dove, the regular Dove with no sense. Yo.
Hey, Alfredo, you need some dryer sheets? I got a brand new box of Snuggle.
What kind?
No.
Snuggle?
No, I'm good. Thank you, though.
Hey, Blackstone, have you ever tried the Downy ones? Those smell real good with them Downy beads.
Nah, this girl, she use Snuggle and Bounce.
Okay.
But I ain't got
what kind of washing powder she use?
Arm & Hammer, the kind you get from Family Dollar. But look,
what is that?
And I got a pack of weed. She had a brand new pack of weed because she was gonna get a ponytail put on her head for. Hold on, police just pulled up. I'll call y'all back.
Oh
my. All right.
He going to.
Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, Gary is out today, but don't worry, man. We got you covered, man. We are having a tea party. So let's get this thing started. Brent, what's going on with my boy Bill Bellamy? Bill Bellamy. Yeah, go. You got
Wait. Now, hold on. Let me get myself together. Now, Bill Bellamy, you know he crazy. How long y'all been working together?
Oh, over 30 years.
Wow.
Y'all met at Def Comedy Jam, yeah?
No, met in Birmingham. He took my tape and gave it to Bob Sumner and got me on Def Jam.
What? Oh, he got you on Def Jam?
That's
Bill
a great
Bellamy.
Story.
It was Bill Bellamy.
What?
Yeah, I was waiting in the lobby with 2 VHS tapes, and when I saw Def Jam did a show at the Alabama Theater, and I went to the hotel. I found out where they were staying. I knocked on the Dale Givens room, but she said, "I don't know you. Get the hell away from my door." We laugh about that to this day because I know she probably thought I was a stalker. I was just, and we laugh about it to this day. And then Bill, I said, "I'm gonna wait in the lobby." I saw that bus outside. Somebody's gonna come down that escalator, and Bill Bellamy came down that escalator. I introduced myself. We shook hands. gripped each other. He was very nice to me. And I said, I got 2 tapes, man. I'm a funny comedian. I'm from here. And he took my tapes and gave it to Bob Sumner. And then he introduced me to Bob Sumner. And then he was acting like he knew that I was funny, and I ended up getting a call maybe like a month later from HBO Def Comedy Jam. And that's how I got on the Def Jam class of 93. Hosted by Martin Lawrence.
Man.
It was Bill Bellamy.
I did not know
and
that.
that's why he my big brother to this day. We spend a lot of time together. He comes over to my house, and that's somebody I honor, respect, love, and admire. One of my best friends on this earth. And I'm a loyal person. You put me on. I'm like you feel about Jermaine Dupri. That's how I feel about Bill Bellamy.
That's dope.
Wow.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Man.
You know what? Being ready and having your stuff together, that's what that's about, too. That's amazing.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes, having that presentation ready.
Then had a suit on sitting in the lobby.
See.
Was dressed like a job interview, just waiting on any opportunity I had.
Was it one of them old oak tree suits?
I did have it. It came from Jeans West, but it was owned by the same company, Edison Brothers. You know,
all the way up in the front.
I used to work there. You damn right. Yeah, buy the jacket, get the pants free.
$49.
Oh man, you still want to hear about this Bill Bellamy story? We done
come on.
talked about it. Okay, well, he was in the interview and they asked him what he thought about Kanye West and what he thought would help Kanye out. Of course, in Bill fashion, this is what he said, y'all.
I feel like Kanye West need a black woman. Oh, because you know what I'm saying? I feel like he need a real black woman, like a black woman to be like, first of all, you not Jesus. Okay. First of all, you from Chicago, so let's get all that and take them boots off. It's not raining. Like you need. I can see it reeling them in. Like it'll bring him in. I do a joke about it. Like I feel like it's either a black woman that's his girl, or he need an auntie.
So true. Oh my God.
Okay.
So true. You need an auntie, a black friend, a black
somebody
to be real with him.
All right, now, Frida, what's going on with Tracy Ellis Ross?
Okay, Ricky. So Tracy Ellis Ross says that her dating life sometimes confuses people, even her closest friends. On the latest episode of IMO with Michelle Obama and Craig Robinson, Ellis recalled this great dinner with the former First Lady and her husband, Barack Obama, where they talked about how she a lot of times dates younger men, and here's why she says she does it.
I mean, we've talked about this, that often I date younger men. But I had to ask myself the question, why? Why does this keep sort of coming up other than they're hot and gorgeous? But a lot of men my age are steeped in a toxic masculinity and have been raised in a culture where there is a particular way that a relationship looks. And anything that starts to smell of that for me, I did enough of it where I was controlled and felt like I was a possession or whatever those things were, or prize. And I have no interest in it, and I will not do it again.
Say that. Y'all know my husband is younger than me.
Oh, really?
A lot younger.
Oh, damn.
You a cougar?
Frida?
I mean, I'm kind of a cougar.
She said a lot younger.
Is he older than 19?
He is of age, yes. But he's 8 years younger.
Well, you good then.
Ain't nothing
wrong with that.
But what Tracy Ellis Ross said, that's a lot to unpack. That's a real conversation that I think we should have on the air, because we want to know what does that look like, and what's the line between being what she described, controlling and stuff like that, and just being traditional.
Yeah.
But that's a real conversation that I think that we should have on the show one day. Man, appreciate y'all both, man. Thank y'all for holding it down for Gary with the team. Give it up for Brent and Frida.
Did you see that post?
People are talking.
Here's what's trending on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, she is a mother, an author, a speaker, and you might know her as the backbone beside one of hip-hop's most iconic voices. Y'all give it up for the one and only Tashera Simmons. Hey, good morning. Happy to have you.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Congratulations on your new memoir. Did I say it right, Gary?
Memoir.
Memoir. Dying to Self. And you open up about being a survivor in your relationship with the late, great DMX, as well as overcoming challenges and being spiritually fulfilled. And what would you say was the hardest chapter for you, to write about?
You know what? The hardest chapter for me to write about was the demonic one. Because we are in an industry that's the devil's playground. And some of the challenges and things that I've actually faced is real, and people think it's movies. And it's not the movies. It's real.
And I was going to, just ask, being married to DMX, what was that ride like, from back home all the way from him becoming the international star he became? What was that ride like?
It was a ride like no other. And every time I sign my book, I always say enjoy the ride because, one, I met him when we were 11. We got together when we were 17. So it was 10 years before fame and fortune.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Literally. And I always say it was the best, brokest days of our lives, our first 10 years, because once that fame and fortune came,
it's a whole nother ball
It's
game.
a whole nother ball game. Be careful what you ask for.
Come on.
We wasn't asking for, money and fame and fortune. He just wanted to get his voice out because he knew he had something that nobody had. Right. And that ride was beautiful. It was freeing. It was, it was exciting. But then after a while, that enemy came in and I saw my best friend gain the world and lose his soul. It's just the best way to describe it.
Now,
it is. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say you stood by him through addiction, fame, and everything in between. Where'd you find the strength?
This is what I'm talking about with dying itself. I had to tap into the Spirit of God. And I don't say that lightly. I literally had to disconnect from the world. In the Bible it says, be in it, but not of it. And I literally had to do that. And it was the hardest thing I ever did. But it was either me do that or lose my whole entire mind. And we got 4 kids I need to raise.
Wow.
Right.
Wow. Well, how did you find your own voice while standing beside such a powerful one, DMX?
So I got tired of being on, to be totally honest with you, and looked over and, not respected. I felt like even though it seems like he wasn't respectful because of all the, outside children and all of that, but if and in that era when he was in, he had a lot of respect for me. This is why everyone knows me. He always spoke about me.
True.
At the same time, after the separation, there was a lot of bull that was going on. And, unfortunately, he laid with a lot of, one-night stands or, a lot of fanatics. And I don't understand why, I was starting to be the kind of looked over or, like I never existed type thing. And I was just like, nah, this is not going down like that because, number one, I'm the only one who really knew him. And I don't even feel like he's betrayed or anyone has even tapped into Earl.
Right.
With just that alone, I didn't have the strength for myself. But on that journey, trying to let everybody know and let my voice be heard, I found me. After that, I was on a roll. I was on a roll.
Right. You got your power back.
I got my power back.
Yes.
And I know that, you were trying to get, some of, the intellectual property and royalties. The judge ruled against you. But, are you still currently in court or where does his estate stand now? And do you see yourself continuing to fight for the rights?
I'm definitely going to continue. So first of all, I want everybody to use their common sense because my attorneys was like, there's a lot of things I can't say. But first of all, use your common sense. Me and ex divorced in 2016. We came to the table. He didn't give me no fight. He said, give her whatever she deserves, half. We was good. Until he passed away, we was running it together. Silently. I don't need to let people know what I got. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It was hurtful already having the split. So now he passes away and, he got 14 kids.
Oof, all hell broke loose.
All hell broke loose. And like they say, the money is the root of all evil. And I don't even understand how my portion was up for discussion.
Right.
But bottom line is, y'all already know. I mean, I have half.
Right.
So now they coming for my stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's not the kids. The kids is too small. Mine's is the oldest. So, I'm going to appeal. I believe that, God is placing a table in front of my enemies. And in the end, I may have lost the battle for this round, but I will win the war.
Come on now. Tashera, what's something about X that the public never saw, but you did?
Oh, man.
I know it's many things, but just give us one or two.
His, because I feel like everyone knows he had a kind heart. Everybody would have probably thought that he was an extrovert, but he was really an introvert. He was pushed out into the world because of his gift and because of his love on how he knew how to put words together and draw the crowd in. But when he finally got into his space, it was just all about just the peace that only God can give. And he loved that. And I feel like everybody that saw him was like, rah, 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 rah. Nah, when he got into his private space, it was just like a calm about him that I feel like no one really ever saw because it was always so out of control. He seemed to be.
Let me ask you, yesterday we were talking about mental health and we were talking about, anxiety, especially with black men, needing hugs and needing, maybe therapy, maybe coping mechanisms. What are some things you think people could learn from DMX's life?
One of the first things that come to me is you got to get therapy. We can't do this by ourselves. We need a safe place. It opened up our eyes when we did couples therapy, and he got intense therapy there, and he broke down, and his mother came on. If y'all don't remember, that episode of couples therapy with Dr. Jen, but he needed to continue to do that because he had so many layers that he needed to tap into and to rip apart.
Yeah.
But then he got back in the streets and he got back in the industry and he didn't put that time in. So I would definitely say to our men, please open up, let go, and get therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Tashera, stay right there. We have so much more to talk about. We got more with Tashera Simmons coming up next. All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. We have Tashera Simmons in the building this morning now. You and DMX were married for 15 years, and he was one of the greatest rappers and entertainers ever. But, when he came home to the family, what was it like, and what did he like to do?
He loved fishing. He loved the peace of going out in the middle of the water, the lake, wherever we were, even if the water was dirty. He just needed to go out there and just fish. So it's funny you say that. And what he really, really loved was South Park. Anybody that knew him, soon as if he invites you over,
you watching South Park.
You watching South Park, and to the point where they made a character for him, the South Park people, and sent it to him. He literally just loved how real and raw these little kids were, and he just that was his piece. Like, he used to just sit there and just laugh and watch episode after episode, to the point where now my kids are traumatized off of South Park. They be like, "Ma," it's like, we don't want to watch South Park even after he's gone. I'm like, because I love it too, and I'll sit there sometimes, and it brings me in a space of remembering. Him, to be honest with you, just the laughter and the funny, South Park characters brought. But that's what he loved. But he didn't play video games. Well, no. Growing up, we used to play Atari.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. What I'm talking about. Wait.
The best.
His battles. Yes.
Centipede.
Yes.
Was the one when they were going through
Pac-Man.
the woods,
Frogger? Was it Frogger?
Pitfall.
Yes, Pitball. Pitfall. Gallagher. This is... And Frogger. So you never played Frogger, but Gallagher, to this day in our house, I have the whole system in my home. Like, no, so he never liked the new video game. Me neither. Right? But he still loved the old school one. So I
still got Miss Pac-Man and Gallagher. I got it.
And Miss Pac-Man.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Miss Pac-Man. Yep. Yes,
sir.
Favorite episode
Don't get me started.
One of my favorite episodes of South Park was when Isaac Hayes. I want to make love to you, woman. I want to lay you down by fire and caress your womanly body and make it moan and perspire.
Oh, wait. She brought it back. It back. He thought he was, because he has deep voice, he used to always do that. Be singing it, but not like how you just did.
I love it. That's what's up. That's good to know. Man.
Yeah, he did. I promise you that he was just always into that stuff. And let me be me. He didn't care about what. You like South Park with his big old Simpson slippers on when you come see him, and they were like, "Yo," he was like, "Don't take a picture of this. Don't take a picture."
That was my dude.
Brad,
that was my dude.
God,
I love him.
him.
We had love for each other. Like, every time we saw each other, man, we just always connected.
Brad, how tall was it?
I feel like I was there a few times. That's why when I saw you, I was like, I know you're gonna be here.
You was.
Yo,
man, if I could have met him, that's one person that I know that I would have become
Yes,
friends with.
You would have felt
met
his
him.
spirit immediately.
Automatically.
Like-
I would have been the best of friends.
Yep.
And that,
Yes,
damn,
that
and that
spirit.
damn Whitney Houston, I knew we would have been texting each other if I would have had an opportunity to meet her. Because Sherelle told me that they would play the damn prank phone calls all the time. It's just some people that pass away that you know that if you had met them, you would have instantly
You would be cool. Yeah.
cool with and connect with. And that's how I feel about him. So talking to you today brought me closer to him. Somebody that absolutely. And we usually when we do interviews, we be like in and out. Okay, thank you.
Thank
Sell
you.
your book, whatever. We do.
Wow.
Thank you.
We do. All
That's
right,
what I'm saying, and I
Yep.
feel the love. And you know what?
Yeah,
though?
we sitting up here just chopping it up like we off work. I
Like
don't
we
know,
family.
Brent,
Yeah.
But this is what be happening. Like the people that's coming against me, they hate that. Even though me and X has been separated so long now after death, it's like people connect us together and they hate it. And I'm like, but we were
You can't
since we
change
were
that.
kids.
You
Like,
can't
what are
change
you
it.
like?
Right.
And I've never tried to be anything else. Like, I know who I am. I know what me and him had. Okay, like I don't have to prove that, but the world is on my side, and y'all just really confirmed it. And I really appreciate the love, and his spirit does. I mean, he comes to me in my dreams, looking like the man that I met when I was a kid. So I'm like, okay, you in heaven?
Yeah.
Can you help me up there a little? Because they acting crazy down here. But he used to always tell me though, when I first met him at 17, that he was just passing through.
Wow.
He told me that it's his first prayer.
Wow.
I didn't never ever expect to live long.
I know it's been rough, but God, if He bring you to it, He'll bring you through it.
Come on.
And remember, at the end of the day, everything that you've been through is only a test. And I really appreciate you writing this book because you're going to help so many people, and you're probably going to save a lot of people from going through some of the things that you went through. Yeah. And that's our whole purpose. Sometimes, man, we have to bear the cross or whatever just so others could be free and have a better life because of what we went through. So we really appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am. And we want to offer our condolences to you, and we wish you and your kids well. And I want everybody right now to give it up for Tashera Simmons. Come on, y'all, one time. All right. Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up. All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, it is time for Battle of the Sexes. We got KJ from Akron, Ohio, listening to us at 93.1. And we got Dominic from Cleveland, Ohio, and they also listening from 93.1. We got a battle that's about, what is that, about 55 miles?
Uh-oh.
Not even that much.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that ain't far at all, man. I got to get back to Akron. I haven't been to Akron in a minute. Hey, I'm so excited to have y'all, KJ and Dominic. Dominic, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky.
Yeah, love y'all, man. Thank y'all for being here this morning. Listen, here's how the game go. So we're going to ask you questions. You answer the question. If you don't know the answer to the question, move on. Don't waste time trying to think because you're going to eat up the time off the clock because we have plenty of questions. All right, y'all ready? KJ, you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, here we go. Start the clock. All right, what state is the NFL team the Carolina Panthers based in?
North Carolina.
Yes. The NFL is divided into two conferences. One is the NFC, and the other one is which one?
AFC.
Yes. A Gulfstream 6 is a type of what?
I'm sorry?
A Gulfstream 6 is a type of what?
Pass.
Plane. How many volts are there in a standard car battery?
12.
Yes. What's the letters in CIA stand for?
Central Intelligence Agency.
Yes. What is the number of Super Bowls won by Tom Brady?
5.
7. What Italian-made sports car is known by its prancing horse emblem?
Porsche.
Ferrari. What sport has the Stanley Cup championship?
Hockey.
Yes. Who was the president when America was hit by the terrorists on 9/11?
Bush.
Yep. Dang.
That's 6.
Dang. Come on, buddy. Help me, goddamn it. That's historical. All right, Brent.
Dominic, you ready? All right, now let's go. Let's go. How many pints are in a gallon?
Come on. 12.
8. What legendary singer starred in the movie Waiting to Exhale?
Whitney Houston.
That's right. What category of clothing does a teddy fall under?
Lingerie.
That's right. What part of the body does the product Secret treat?
Vagina.
Oh my God! Made for strong enough for a man, but made for a woman. That would be armpits. What deodorant, dude? What WNBA team did Angel Reese get drafted to?
The Chicago Sky.
That's right. Acrophobia is known for fear of what?
Say that again.
Acrophobia is known as the fear of what?
Spider.
Nope, fear of heights. That's arachnophobia, spiders, I think. What food item is used to reset your sense of smell?
Salt.
Who?
Salt.
No, coffee beans.
You got 3.
So what that make?
She won.
Oh man! Congratulations! Congratulations, KJ! When did she win?
All right, KJ, it's definitely a good Friday for you. Hold on to your hat. You're the big winner today of the fantastic, amazing, and exciting prize pack from America's store, the Dollar Tree. All right. So, let's start your prize pack off with this from Sunluck. You got a bottle of toasted sesame seeds. Yeah, ready to add exciting flavor to your favorite dish. Yeah. You got a happy 23rd birthday card. Okay, so I hope you know somebody who's turning 23. You've also got an 8-piece of corn holders. Yeah, get ready for the summer with those. How about a can of Libby's? Libby, corned beef hash. Because if it says Libby's on the label, you will like it on your table. That's right, Libby's corned beef hash. And also, you got a 2-pack of tablespoons. How about that?
2-pack.
Yeah. You've also got 2, you idiot. Yeah. What are you, a moron? All right. From TheraPlus, Epsom salt, foot gel, cools and comforts feet with rough, dry, scaly skin. All right. And you got a 10-inch foil balloon that says Happy New Year. You've only got 7 months until you can use that one. How about from Circuit Cellular, you got an iPhone case that fits iPhone 7 or 8. How about that?
8?
Yeah. You've also got a bottle of clear ammonia. All right, that always comes in handy. And from Poodoo, you got a splat ball. Shaped like real doo-doo, but it's a ball. Hours of fun for the kids. All right. Yeah.
What's the last one?
Yeah. From Poodoo, you got a splat ball.
We heard it.
It's shaped like real doo-doo, Alfredus. But it's a ball.
You know what?
Nobody wants it. Nobody wants that.
Ain't nobody
Hours of fun. Enjoy.
Don't say it no more.
Rocky from Poodoo, she's got a splat ball shaped like real doo-doo, but it's a ball.
I'm inconsolable.
Looks like doo-doo, but it's a ball.
Oh my gosh, we heard it.
Not sure what it smells like, but it looks like real doo-doo.
You know what?
Too much. Too far.
They hung up.
News headlines. Entertainment. Sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. 27 minutes after the hour, y'all got your front page right here. Alfreda's, good morning.
Good morning and happy Friday. It's actually Good Friday, Ricky. It's April 18th. Here's what's happening in the news. The family of 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony says they are getting death threats after he was charged with stabbing another teen, Austin Metcalf, at a Dallas area track meet. Anthony's mom, Kayla Haynes, held a press conference to push back on claims that they bought a gated home with donations, and she says they're being harassed online.
The lies and false accusations that have been said about us, especially over the past week, has been overwhelming. My 13-year-old daughter is afraid to because she's fearful of what may happen to her.
Now, Anthony is on house arrest, but the judge who lowered his bond is also facing threats. Judge Angela Tucker reduced his bond from $1 million to $250,000 because of his clean record and his age. Now she's facing these threats that she's had to lock her socials and says she has never felt this level of security risk. No new date yet for them.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
that's absolutely crazy. And when this other white kid killed somebody, he got the same bond that the young man Carmelo got or whatever. But it's almost like when we do self-defense or whatever in a state like with stand your ground laws, it's a problem. See, they the one wrote the laws.
Right.
Okay, that kid came in. They got witnesses. That kid came into this and came into his space and told them to move. And now they got other videos surfing. That's starting to surf with those twins getting into it with another black person.
But you know when they do it, it's okay when they do it.
It's okay when they do it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely becoming a racial issue for sure. No new date yet for the Menendez brothers' re-sentencing. A judge has delayed the hearing while attorneys argue over whether a parole board risk report should be allowed into evidence. Now, the brothers are still locked up for killing their parents in their Beverly Hills mansion back in the 80s.
They had them in jail so long, they done died and came back. They 17.
No, for real.
No, sir. According to them, it was years of abuse that finally pushed them over the edge.
They died in 91. They came back as kids.
In other news, Ricky, you might want to stock up on your meds. Johnson & Johnson CEO says these tariffs could mess with the pharma supply and cause shortages. He's telling Trump's crew to ditch the tariffs and focus on smarter tax moves instead, especially since a lot of these key ingredients come from China. For information on these stories and more, go to RickySmileyMorningShow.com. Now here's a look at sports.
Rock T, the sports genius, is in the building.
What it is, ladies and gentlemen, former Colorado football stars Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders are both getting their jerseys retired. A lot of critics out there think this is ridiculous, including Chris Mad Dog Russo.
I'm not going to retire Sanders and Hunter. I understand Travis Hunter won a Heisman Trophy. Can you wait a couple of years? Oh, my God. That is ridiculous. I couldn't believe it. He's 13-11 as a starting quarterback in college football at Colorado. They didn't win 3 championships. At least Hunter won a Heisman. Oh, my God, that drove me nuts.
I got to agree with him. It's a bit much.
A little fast, but, you know, Prime Teasy for Sheezy had to respond.
Praying for my AD. I love him to life. Rick George. Let's get the elephant out the room. I don't want to talk about this too long. I'm going to just talk briefly and let it go. We talking about Shedeur. We ain't talking about nobody else. But his last name wasn't Sanders. We wouldn't have this discussion. The only reason we were having this discussion is his last name is Sanders.
So he pretty much saying, y'all ain't talking about Travis Hunter. Y'all talking about my son, pretty much. He don't deserve to get his number retired.
But Rocky, he kind of don't. He don't.
Go ahead, Super Dave. We talked about this on I Hate the Homies podcast.
We wouldn't be talking about Shedeur Sanders, but he's your son. That's it. That's the reason we're talking about him. Cordell Stewart's not even. He didn't have his number or his jersey retired.
I'm with you when you're right.
Cordell is better than Shedeur.
Cordell Stewart, if you're going to retire a quarterback's number for Colorado, you got to retire his first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's just a show. It's a freaking circus with this Colorado team.
Calm down.
Calm
down, Dave.
Relax.
Went off.
I don't care what you say about whatever his name, Cordell Stewart. He ain't do Portia right. That's all I know about. I don't know nothing about football.
We're talking about football.
I don't know nothing about no football, but I know he did. He ain't do my friend right, so he don't care nothing about him. Shedeur need to get it. How about that, Dave?
What is this dog? Speaking of that, wait a minute.
It's a dog fight in here.
Made me pull up some pictures of Portia.
You'll really change your mind then with your perverted.
Hey, Brett got so mad dogs and stuff start barking.
Where my dogs at?
Who let the dogs out?
Who let the dogs out?
How the dog bark exactly the same amount of time?
Right.
Oh, they ain't playing. They ain't playing. They love Brett now.
Oh my
All right,
God!
Brent, come on.
Okay. So here you go. Bobby Brown is making it crystal clear that he is not a fan of Britney Spears' cover of his classic 1988 hit song "My Prerogative." He said she butchered it, and here's what he had to say.
You don't know what these kids will say these days. You know, these kids will say some that, you know, you don't want your song associated with. Yes. So, yeah, you got to listen to it. I don't think they really did justice to any of the samples that they have done to my songs. Like Britney Spears butchered Prerogative. I cleared it only because it was Britney Spears.
Oh, Lord.
I know. And then he also said he taught Michael Jackson how to moonwalk sideways. Here's what he said.
Sideways, not the back one. We went over to his house and we were doing it in front of him, New Edition. I don't know if he already knew how to do it, but I know that when we showed him, he was flabbergasted. He was like, wow, that's something new. It was over. He took it and perfected it.
Wow. Sounds about right. Sounds like Michael Jackson to me. All right, y'all, we're going to wrap up the hot spot on that note. For more information on these stories and more, you can go to RickySmileyMorningShow.com, and you can catch me on all my social media at Brat. And you know what time it is. It is $500 Friday. Hey. And if you watched Savor the City on TV One last night, all you got to do is answer the question, and this $500 is yours. All right, this week's question is multiple choice, and here it is. The Southampton African American Museum was transformed into a museum from what Black American staple? A, church, B, barbershop, C, restaurant, or D, bookstore? Again, the Southampton African American Museum was transformed into a museum from what Black American staple? A, church, B, barbershop, C, restaurant, or D, bookstore? Be caller number 9 right now at 866-9-RICKY. Hit us up. That's 866-9-RICKY for your chance to win the $500. Good luck, y'all. Call now. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Oh, man, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, who is this?
Good morning, Ricky. This is Sonia Perez from Birmingham, Alabama. Center Point.
Wait a minute, did you say Center Point? You on the east side?
Yes, I am.
Oh, man. All right, listen, we want to hook you up with $500. Now we hope that you watched Savor the City with Chef Jannard Wells last night on TV One.
That's right. So, okay, good. So today's $500 question is: the Southampton African American Museum was transformed into a museum from what Black American staple? A, church, B, barbershop, C, restaurant, or D, bookstore? What's your answer?
The barbershop.
Oh, yes.
Right. You got it.
Congratulations. You just got hooked up with $500. What you going to do with all that money?
Yes. I don't know what I'm doing, Ricky, but I was just praying to the Lord, please let me get it. And he gave me favor. Thank you, Holy Spirit.
I know that's right.
What church you go to?
New Spine Christian Church in Avondale.
All right, let's go. Congratulations again. And make sure you watch Savor the City with Chef Jannard Wells every Thursday night at 8, 7 Central on TV One.
Let everybody know what morning show just hooked you up with $500.
The great Rickey Smiley Morning Show, yeah!